I forgot to turn the camera on during our in-class session. Generally, when I post videos, they will be of us in class, so you can hear the class discussion and the students' questions as well. For today, I'm going to go over the syllabus real briefly just to bring you into the loop. For those of you who are not capable of attending. So before you finish this video, pause and go to the course Blackboard page, and then under content you will find the syllabus. Go ahead and open it up, and then keep on watching. So information I want to point out to you, if you open up from the top of the document on the left, you're going to get things like my office, my phone number, and my email address. Those are all how you'll contact me. So our guiding questions is the next section, and generally speaking, a research methods course is about a handful of things. It's about, one, how do sociologists construct knowledge? What are the things, the procedures that we go through to make sure that the things that we say are accurate? So what are those? And so basically what you're going to learn in this class is more hands-on than most sociology classes. You're going to learn how to actually do, if you will, do science, right? Do social science. So you're going to, the second question we're going to try to answer is, what are the rules? What rules do they follow, right? So what are the rules we're going to follow? Finally, how do these rules differ depending on the question the researcher is asking? So throughout this semester, we're going to look at a lot of different types of methodologies, a lot of different ways of doing research, and which ones you will do or not do, which ones are appropriate, right? There is no universal method that's good for answering all questions. It's generally going to depend on the question you want to ask. So those are the things that you can look forward to learning and knowing. If you scroll down, the next thing on the item I'd like to draw your attention to is the course text. So the course text is the 12th edition of this book. I sent you all an email earlier in the summer about ordering this edition. There are newer editions of this book that are very expensive, so make sure you have the right edition. They produced this edition for years, and really have just recently started doing other newer editions. There's not really a difference in the content, so there's no reason to get a newer, more expensive book. I asked students, most students said that they got their copies for around $10, so a pretty inexpensive textbook. The next thing that you should also make sure to have for the course is you should have Word downloaded onto your computer. You can get Word for free as a student at Benedictine. If you don't know how to do that, contact IT and they can help you with that. The reason why I have you guys do Word is with submitting documents electronically, it's a lot easier. It makes sure that all of us can open each other's files. If you're using an Apple, a lot of Apple Pages it can't be opened by PCs, and there's other weird, wonky things between different computers if you're not using Word. And then on the other hand, Word is just sort of a standard word processor. It's an acceptable word processor to use in almost every circumstance. So it's very likely that if you work for the government in the future, Word will be the word processor on which you work. If you work, most companies, Word is the word processor that you use, as well as academia. Generally, everybody's willing to accept Word files, and generally everybody can open them, even if you're using a different word processor. So it's good just for you to get used to using it if you're not already. I'm going to skip over recommendation for student success. If you're home, you obviously don't necessarily need to know the mask policy if you're one of the people who is going to be home all semester. For those of you who are just on quarantine and coming back, as in all your other classes, masks are mandatory inside the classroom. It's in all public spaces and all times. It's how we're going to actually manage to keep the school open. So something to actually take quite seriously. An attendance policy. Obviously attendance is a little different this semester than normal. We're going to be fairly fluid with attendance. Attendance is important. So if you're not in person this semester, or when you're not in person at some point in the semester, make sure that you're watching videos and also emailing me if you have questions, and scheduling meetings if you want to talk about things in more detail. So I'm here for you to contact and talk to. I'm still wanting to teach you, even if you can't be present with me. So academic honesty, in short, don't cheat. I'm sure you've seen that statement quite a bit and know the ramifications of plagiarism. Students with disabilities, if you have a disability and you need some sort of exception, need to do something different for you, make sure that you're going through disability services, and that's the number in which you can contact the director of disability services, so that we can make sure that we hook you up with the right accommodations. Otherwise, I'm not allowed to make accommodations for students. It has to be documented. And okay, the last thing before I end this little video is our grading and evaluations. There are multiple assignments. So for this course, there's going to be 2 take-home examinations. These will be long answer essay questions. It's going to be based off of the readings and the class discussions. So so it won't be anything that you haven't seen before on there. And I'll usually give you quite a bit of time, 2 to 3 weeks to do that. Other than that, almost everything, the rest of the assignments are going to be building towards you having designed your own research. So initially that's going to take the form of a research topic. We're going to talk about that more this week. So then you'll have a topic selected by the end of the week. It'll be going out and finding literature. It'll be, writing an abstract, a short summary of what you plan on doing. It'll be coming up with sort of codified research question, where you'll find out what research questions are later. There's a whole chapter on them in the book. It'll also be learning how to file. To do research on human subjects, you have to file with something called an IRB. Once again, there'll be more detail about that later, and you're going to practice doing that as well. At the end, we'll be doing a presentation. I'll probably just have you record yourself if you're not capable of attending the course in person. Once again, we'll get a lot more details about all those things as we go along. My late assignment policy. Everything must be turned in on time. If it's not, it's 30% off the top, and then that's it doesn't go down from there. So that you'll have, if you find yourself procrastinating and you don't have enough time to do it, you could wait a week or 2 even. You could stretch it out, make sure you do a really good job, work hard on it, and then you can still get most of the points. So that's how it works. If you look down at the tentative schedule, the things to point out, topic is at the top, so that's what we're going to be talking about that week. The chapters that you're looking at reading, there'll also be some other readings posted on Blackboard towards the end of the semester. Those will be articles. It'll specify that in that area that says readings. And then finally, all assignments that are due will be bolded at the bottom. Every assignment that I have in this course is due Friday at 11:59. So that's Friday night at 11:59. So that should be all that you need to know to hit the ground running. Otherwise, have a great day, have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.